Hidden codes in the Bible they never told you about. Gnostic perspective on canonical texts. Have you ever wondered if the Bible holds secrets that is hidden in plain sight? Codes and messages that were never meant to be read by everyone. Hidden wisdom passed down through the ages, obscured by dogma, but preserved for those willing to see beyond the surface. Today, we'll explore the Bible through a Gnostic lens. We'll uncover hidden codes, symbolic messages, and spiritual insights that could completely change the way you perceive reality, fate, and even yourself. This isn't just history, this is awakening. Before we dive into the codes, let's understand the lens we are using. Gnosticism. Gnosticism is not a religion, it's a path of inner knowledge or gnosis. The Gnostics believed that the world we see is a shadow of a higher divine reality. They taught that within every human is a spark of divine light, waiting to be awakened. For the Gnostics, the canonical texts of the Bible were often incomplete, sometimes deliberately distorted. Hidden within the stories, numbers, and names were clues pointing to deeper truths about the cosmos, the soul, and our connection to the divine. Many scholars dismiss the idea of hidden codes in the Bible, but Gnostic thinkers saw that sacred texts as multi-layered. Words, letters, and numbers weren't just for storytelling, they were vessels of spiritual instruction. Take, for example, gematria, the practice of assigning numerical value to letters. Words weren't random, they held encoded meanings. The name Jesus in Greek equals 888, a number the Gnostic associated with perfection and salvation. The number 666, traditionally feared, is revealed in some Gnostic texts as a symbol of material illusion, not ultimate evil. Even the structure of the stories often mirrored mystical truths. The Garden of Eden, Cain and Abel, the Exodus, they weren't just historical events, they were maps of the soul's journey. Allegories for awakening hidden knowledge within ourselves. Now let's talk symbolism. Gnostics read the Bible differently than mainstream religion. Every character, every story held a coded message. Adam and Eve, not just the first humans, but a story of divine sparks trapped in ignorance, tempted by false knowledge. The serpent, often vilified in mainstream texts, but Gnostics sometimes saw it as a symbol of awakening, a guide to gnosis, the knowledge that frees the soul. Noah's Ark, a metaphor for the inner vessel that carries the soul through the flood of illusion. Symbols repeat. Numbers, animals, colors, and locations were arbitrary. They pointed to cosmic truths and inner transformation. The Bible becomes a map if you know how to read it. Let's look at some specific stories. The Tower of Babel. More than a tale about human pride, Gnostics interpreted it as a warning. Building structures without understanding the divine plan leads to separation from higher knowledge. The scattering of languages mirrors the fragmented consciousness before awakening. Jesus' parables. Every parable contains multiple layers. On the surface, they teach moral lessons. Beneath, they hint at the soul's journey, the veils we must pass through to connect with the divine spark inside. Psalms and prophecies. Certain psalms are structured to encode sequences of thought, guiding meditation, reflection, and inner gnosis. Numbers, letters, and repetition aren't coincidences, they're tools for awakening awareness. The Gnostics teach that every human carries a divine spark, a piece of the true, uncorrupted source. The Bible, when read properly, acts as a key to unlocking this spark. This is why codes and hidden meanings are not just intellectual curiosities, they are instruction for spiritual liberation. The words, numbers, and stories are meant to awaken that dormant light within you. When you see beyond the surface, the Bible becomes a mirror. It reflects not only the universe, but your own inner potential for illumination and freedom. You might be wondering, how do I start seeing these hidden codes? Well, you can meditate on the text. Don't just read. Let the words resonate. Pause at numbers, names, or unusual phrases. Look for repetition. Repeated numbers, letters, or themes often carry deeper meaning. Question the obvious. Every story has multiple layers. You can ask, what is the allegorical or spiritual meaning? Reflect on the divine spark. Every code, symbol, or parable points back to awakening your inner light. The key is not to memorize codes, but to experience them. Let them guide you to Gnosis, to your inner truth. So what have we discovered? The Bible, far from being a single, linear story, is a multi-dimensional text. Beneath its familiar surface lie hidden codes, symbolic truths, and messages meant to awaken your soul. From numbers to symbols, from parables to prophets, the Gnostic's perspective invites you to question, explore, and awaken. It reminds us that the ultimate truth isn't outside. It's always within. The divine spark you carry is the key, and these hidden codes, they are the map. If this exploration awakened curiosity within you, don't stop here. Meditate on a verse today. Look for the quotes, the symbols, or the hidden messages. Share your insight in the comments. And if you want more hidden truths or more Gnostic mysteries, subscribe. And remember, the light is inside you. It has always been there.